Welcome, all listeners, viewers from wherever you may be, during whatever time you may be listening to this at. We're here. Escaping Time. This is episode 0. In this episode, I'm going to try to keep it fairly short so I can kind of briefly lay the foundation of what this podcast is and any future goals for where the podcast will be going in the future. But before I delve into that, I would like to take a quick moment to read a quick excerpt from an article I looked up online pertaining to the origins of this podcast. It is titled, "Is Time on Our Side?" And this is by Brent Stoller, who is a writer in Texas. There are countless quotes about the importance of time, how it's our most precious commodity, how you can't buy more of it. But whatever you want to say about time, it's fair to say that I am not upholding its sanctity. When I look back on my life, it's clear that, to this point, I have not had the appropriate respect for time. For one, I watch too much TV, or go down too many rabbit holes. I click on too many clickbait articles to see if, in fact, I won't believe what happens next. And my wastefulness only increases when I'm trying to do something creative. I am an exceptional procrastinator. That's one thing I've got mastered. I will do anything to free myself from the tension and inadequacy of the creative process. I swear I could have gotten together my thoughts for this video in about half the time if I hadn't decided that, in the midst of brainstorming, I had to absolutely clean out my refrigerator. In one of those countless self-improvement articles I've read, one author asked the question, are you a creator or a consumer? I'm definitely a consumer, though my hope is to flip that seesaw in a more productive direction. But truthfully, my biggest concern isn't how much time I waste. It's how anxious I am for time to pass. I spend way too much of my life obsessed with the future. If it's Monday morning, I can't wait for it to be Friday afternoon. If it's Halloween, I can't wait for it to be Thanksgiving. This has little to do with my circumstances because it's not like my present moment is all that bad. Quite the contrary. I've got a loving wife, supportive family and friends, a good job, and a warm place to sleep. I've been blessed beyond belief, yet I've saddled myself with this toxic mindset, a mentality of trying to survive, of just trying to get through. And when I step back and look at the big picture, it's as if I'm, in a way, trying to hurry up and die, which of course is no way to live. So, I know you're like, why did he read that? Or you're probably like, wow, that makes sense. After I read it, it took me a second. I was like, now how am I going to incorporate this in my podcast? How will this be a big introduction, a bang, And I was thinking about these two questions that were in my head right after I read it, like 2 minutes right after I read it. First question was, are you wasting your time with life? The second question was, are you letting time waste you in your life? Then after I was sitting and I was thinking, I was like, what am I really doing? And then the third question popped up, like right after I was, pondering about those other two questions. The third question was, are you trying to escape time? And I feel like that is what I'm trying to do right now. This creation of this podcast is simply to escape any constraints or ideas that are revolved around time. I feel like we unknowingly let time strip us of our identity. So we live to do something. We're doing something for time to go by. We're doing something so time can stop. And that completely strips us of who we are. So I feel like if you are trying to escape time, doing something productive for your soul, for your purpose, for whatever reason it may be, you aren't really worried about those insignificant thoughts that linger, about time and identity. And that's kind of why I created this podcast. Escaping time, it has Ty in it. That was pretty obvious, but I wanted to extend my alias, Taiwan Cable, and utilize this platform to push my voice out. Not only to push my voice out, but I want to extend my voice onto others. So not only do I want to just be heard, I want to be felt, and I want to connect. I won't be alone, and I'm currently not alone. I mean, I'm alone right now in my room. Figuratively speaking, I'm not alone in this process. What I will be releasing my videos under is this channel, 3229 Collective, which is a group that is founded by a young group of gifted people. I will link all of the socials in the description box if you are watching on YouTube, but I will be sure to post their name on any social media if you're following me, at Taiwan Cable on Instagram and at Taiwan Cable on Twitter. In the future, I will be with my co-host, Makai Lawrence. It'll kind of be a joint thing. With him here, we will be tackling more of the philosophical self-improvement section of this podcast, which is what I really wanted it to be geared toward. When we're not releasing any of that content, I will be focusing on strictly the musical aspect of the podcast. That is going to be very exciting. I currently have been contacted by a lot of you young up-and-coming artists who want to extend your voice and your style and present your progression musically. And I would love, to again dissect the minds of these young creatives and like-minded individuals. My goal is to have at least 1 to 2 videos a week, depending on the content I post. So like I said before, with my co-host, I will be releasing the mind, body, soul, self-improvement, philosophical type of content. And then the other content will be collaborations with young artists, diversifying our default palettes. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, 1 or 2 videos a week. I really want to stay consistent, so please be looking out for another video next Friday or next Saturday. I will be sure to stay active and communicate where I'll be dropping and when I'll be dropping. But I want to thank you for letting me talk your head off from wherever you are to whoever you are. This is Escaping Podcast. This is Escaping Podcast. This is Escaping Pod. Let me stop. This is Escaping Time. I appreciate all the attention. And are you going to waste time? Are you going to let time waste you? Or will you escape time? Peace and love.